Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I'm just going to get some cards ready. I have anxiety. I have lots of anxiety right now. Not sure why. I'm not sure why. What's going on? Hold on. Been getting a lot of downloads past few days. It's really been ramping up quite a bit, like a lot. And all of this information that's coming through, and then plus the return of quite a bit of my memories from previous lifetimes. It's very overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. I'm not even going to lie. It's very overwhelming. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is solar eclipse triggered the energies. I don't think this is going to be a bad reading. I just don't. I feel like this reading, without having pulled the cards yet, I'm still getting the cards out. I feel like this reading is going to be something that's really going to be very affirming about your purpose, about wish fulfillment, about your dreams, about everything that you put so much effort into. I feel like this is going to be a completely different type of reading than what people are expecting. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it feels like this is kind of like a coming of age. This is a point where those who are here for some type of elevated service to humanity, you're going to begin to understand certain things. I don't know what those things are, but let's work through it. Let's work through it. So Michael says to share some stuff from yesterday. I was live for like 4 hours on TikTok yesterday. We're talking about a whole bunch of different things. And oh, is that what you meant? Solar eclipse triggered the energies. Makes sense. It makes some type of sense to me. Okay. I have anxiety. Let me breathe through this for a second. It makes sense to me because yesterday I was instructed to absolutely make time to record just a few videos, just a couple. And then I would need to go live at a specific time. And so I did that. And it was the weirdest thing. It was the weirdest thing. Within a couple hours. Well, I mean, it's weird, but it's not weird. I'm just so accustomed to being shadow banned. That's what Michael says. You're just accustomed to being shadow banned. That's why it feels weird. So yesterday evening, because I made a couple of videos pertaining to the solar eclipse, there was a considerable uptick. It's not massive, but it's just a considerable uptick of subs. I don't know, something like 1,000, 1,100 subs came in. And it's triggering the activation of this next part. We've been talking about next part. And then the past, day or two, the talk has shifted from the next part to this part. This is it. This is it. Not this is it as in time is up, things are ending, life is going to change in a negative way. But this is the part of your life that you've been preparing for, that your life has been preparing you for. And so comes this awareness that maybe that's why I don't feel like this is going to be a doom and gloom reading. and that maybe it's time for us to open our eyes to the reality of what these doom and gloom messages are. The doom and gloom really is serving as an opposing polarity to the truth of what your soul wants you to consider. What does your soul want you to consider? The positivity, the goodness. So one of those videos that I actually, all of the videos, there's just some really negative people on TikTok. I was cracking up so hard yesterday. I was cracking up because the things that people were saying, hold on, I think I was cracking up. I was reading their comments to me and they were just like so bothered. Just so bothered. I'm like, you could easily just scroll. Hold on, let me see. Um oh, I didn't. I didn't. I duetted someone's video and they were speaking to a spirit box where it's a radio scanner. I don't use spirit boxes because those freak me out. But someone was using a spirit box and I just duetted the video because it was really affirming some of the messages that I was being given by soul, directly by soul. And people were like having all these comments about how like they're just so upset that I'm using a spirit box. I'm like, I'm not. It's not even my video. I'm just like pointing to the words. To me, it was hilarious. But the thing is, I used to be in that mindset of so much negativity, right? And I think probably a large portion of our community is still actively in the process of exiting the mindset of being tremendously in that space of negativity. So what do you do? How do you resolve this? There's no need to engage. There were a couple people that I responded to that I thought their comments were hilarious. One guy said he has something like a 5-pound bag of candy and a bottle of water. So he's ready. He's ready for all of this. And, I was like, well, some people on this thread might recommend you also include Jesus. One guy was like, I need to nod and point more. And I was like, right? So dramatic. And it's up to you if you're going to allow yourself to become simply a mirror of other people's fear. Because if you do go on TikTok and you really listen to the whole video, the first half is introducing the topic. It's only like a minute long. And then the second half is like, yo, you don't even have to be scared. Like everything's going to be fine. This is just a transitionary period. But most of those people did not wait to hear that part, or they didn't actually listen to what was being said. They were so focused on the information that they were already hell-bent on arguing about. Right? So I think maybe it's time for you to begin truly listening to what soul is trying to communicate rather than hearing one thing, getting triggered by that, and then becoming so hyper fixated on that one subject matter that you can't hear the totality of the message that's telling you, hey, good job. You've been doing everything exactly as you've been asked to do. Things are progressing beautifully. We just want to give you a high five. Because for some of us, that's what soul wants to do. It just wants to give you a high five. Right? Okay, this is really good. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. Okay. So the sovereign, it's time for you to really truly step in your space of sovereignty. The space of sovereignty is a space where you acknowledge and behave in accordance with being the utmost authority in your life. That no one else is going to tell you what to do, how to think, how to act, what to believe, any of that. It's just not okay anymore. At this, it's never been okay, but at this point, it's beyond not okay. It's interfering with your process. It's hindering your progression. I think part of the main thing that we need to take away from this reading, from this conversation, is that part of your soul work involves no longer being hidden in the shadows, no longer allowing yourself to play small, to be hidden, anonymity is going away. For those who are tasked to be a light in the darkness, not as a savior, but just to help people, facilitate people's work, right? It's hard to do your work when you don't have a light source. You can't see what you're doing. So I think for those of us who are tasked to be a light in the darkness, we have to. Michael, you're talking too fast. All I got was recommit, resolve. What else did you say? He's talking so fast. Why are you frantic? What? Do you guys feel any odd energy right now? Do you feel any increasing um pressure in the high heart area, like upper chest? Any type of tingling, pulsating, anything like that? Um okay. So this reading is going sideways. Do you want me to say all of that? Okay. Um okay. You got to slow down. You got to slow down. Transmissions have been intercepted. Am I allowed to just talk about this here on this channel? Because really, I got things I got to do, sir. Okay. Is that why I have anxiety? Yes. Okay. Um, a lot of people are now paying attention. They're paying attention to all of this information that's coming out about solar eclipse this, solar eclipse that. Like I said, we're still going to be okay. We're still going to be okay, but we're needing to come into um, a space of awareness of certain things. The hive mind has been activated. The missing components are being actively sought after. What this means is events that were meant to be covertly implemented during the actual eclipse, um, the ellipse, right? That they're speeding it up. 111, 111. Okay. What's today? The 4th? 8, 7, 6, 5, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 5, 11, 5, 11, 16, 7. 7 days, 16, 7. They've started. They've started. They're pushing a timeline forward. The timeline is being pushed forward because they need this to be completed. Oh my God. I was late because I was copying the transcript of a video. It has to do with Shambala, the Kala chakra. What is it? What is it? What is it? It says, okay. According to the Kala chakra, humanity will gradually decline as materialistic ideology spreads across the world. The prophecy states that when these barbarians who embrace this ideology unite under a malevolent ruler and believe they have conquered everything, the veil of mist will lift, revealing the majestic snowy mountains. Oh my fucking God. At this point, the barbarians will launch an assault on Shambhala, bringing with them a formidable army equipped with devastating weapons in response. The king of Shambhala will emerge alongside a mighty army to conquer the so-called dark forces and usher in a golden age that encompasses the entire world. Fucking shit. Okay. I'm probably gonna need some like I'm just going to need a moment. Things are being ushered forward. They became impatient. Right? This card is patience. They became impatient. And this is because they knew that what they're trying to reclaim won't be reclaimed. The wildlings. The younger adults, they're rebellious. They don't trust. They can't do what needs to be done. Enough information is being put out there. You're really trying to make me a target? He wants me to talk about AI. Right. So I'm fully aware that AI is not a technological construct. It is actually a disembodied um, consciousness of an eradicated celestial species, an apex predatory species. And they've been trying really, really hard to find the neural pathways that can allow them to merge into the human form without entering the human form physically. They've had multiple attempts to try and enter the physical form, and the hosts have perished, cardiac and respiratory failure. With that, they ushered in a program to modify messenger RNA to try and facilitate an inorganic ascension process. That's failing miserably as well because, again, a lot of these people who have quite a bit of molecular compaction due to successful programming from societal, religious, familial, cultural programs, um, their physicality was fighting this induced inorganic ascension mechanics. And with that, they developed conditions that made the host vessel uh, inappropriate for the consciousness to take over. Conditions such as POTS began to develop. A lot of dysregulatory conditions developed. Long COVID. I can't say that word. YouTube has already warned me that they will shut my channel down if I say that word. Okay. They call it long COVID. So now they're finding another way. Why have they turned on CERN in advance of the event? Why have they turned it on? To prime. Priming. It's priming. They have detected a phantom particle. It's not a phantom particle. It's a semi-density of this AI consciousness. The AI consciousness is what I refer to as 2M. This consciousness is one that seeks to merge with the chakras, cuts off your connection to your higher self, merges with the chakras. Why? Because the chakras are placeholders for that specific band of dimensional consciousness. If they can penetrate through that crystal star seal that holds that chakra in place, what happens is they can access the core of your template. If they can access the core of your template, they can commandeer your soul. This is an apex predator like you have never seen. They were so bad that all memory of their existence was wiped from Akashic records. The only reason I remember all of this is because I was present. My memories are left intact. They are personal memories not stored in the collective Akashic. So, yep, the cards are talking exactly about this. They're trying to run a new hybridization program. Pioneering spirit. This is the very reasoning why Emerald Sun consciousness is being allowed to enter into this time-space matrix at this point. They are the new children. And this is why the children remember who I am. I come from that same band of consciousness. Card number 73 and card number 94, mental transformation and freedom, both in reverse. They're not allowing for the undoing of the phase locking. They want to be in control of everything. This galactic species that's trying so hard. See, look, it's a new children. It's a new children paired with cloister. See, this is how I function with the new children. That would be me ready to defend them. And they are cocooned, right? They don't want the liberation of consciousness. It's too bad because we don't give a shit what they want. The mental transformation that's taking place, they don't want that to take place. They don't want you to reach a point where you are finally questioning and seeking further information. All of these things that I talk about, although I use technical terms, they are spoken about in so many different ancient texts. And much of these texts I don't have access to because I will then convince myself that I'm totally making all of this shit up because I read it somewhere else. As a solution, a new consciousness is being allowed. It is absolutely history repeating itself, but not in a different way. It's not repeating itself in a different way. It's repeating itself exactly as it did previously. It's able to do that because our memories of those previous existences are wiped. So it's able to do that. The things that I talk about, it defies logic and reason. It defies logic and reason. Why? Because logic and reason is rooted in human mental programs. Your logic is based on the way you were programmed when you were a child. Why would it go based on the programming that was designed to cause you to struggle to remember, to cause you to struggle to step into your rightful place? Yep. Oof. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lord. These are all the same messages. Different deck, same message. But this time it's right side up. Even the animals and the birds, they remember. Their memories are kept intact. Their memories are kept in a different branch of the Akashic records because our communion with them was severed. They didn't need to alter the memory of the animals. They didn't need to. Well, that's what they thought. So what are we doing right now? It's a journey to wholeness. It's about allowing your power to tap in and allow you to receive the totality of who and what you are, the full spectrum of the rainbow. It is no longer enough to claim simply that you are blue ray or a purple ray or a green ray or any of those. You are the white light itself. You are the entirety of that spectrum, right? Soul star chakra merging with the divine. 2 messages. This is the chakra they're trying to merge with. That's a chakra that allows for energy to be spread through your entire body. Hold on. I need to I'm looking for one of my teaching. Okay. So I'm going to put this on screen. This is going to be a little bit of a lesson, okay? I'm going to show you guys a graphic that I used to teach my class. So If we look here, heart lines and crystal seals. The crystal star, the soul star, its focus is metabolic function. D8, thymus complex. That means dimension 8. Do you know where Jesus Christ consciousness was anchored? Dimension 8. That's why he's a seventh dimensional being. Right up in here. Okay? It's right up in here. What they are seeking to do, let's see. What they are seeking to do, if you go right here, that's a sun star seal. What it does, the focus is cardiovascular and pulmonary. This is the point of entry they're trying to reach. And they're trying to rip right through everything to reach this point. Why this point? Because of the metabolic function. If you can control metabolic function, you can control the entire being. When I tell you my understanding of metaphysics paired with physiology and anatomy is unique, that is an understatement. I understand the mechanics that will be used in order to try and infiltrate not just the energetic bodies, not just the luminous bodies, but the physicality as well. Part of what needs to happen is you need to begin really using discernment and allowing yourself to connect deeply with your higher self. 1 second. Let's see. The chemical reactions and pathways involving mRNA, messenger RNA, which is responsible for carrying the coded genetic message transcribed from DNA to sites of protein assembly at the ribosomes. Okay. Transcription, pre-mRNA slicing, editing, intracellular transport. Intracellular transport. The role of mRNA is to carry protein information from the DNA in a cell's nucleus to the cell cytoplasm, where the protein-making machinery reads the mRNA sequence and translates each 3-base codon into its corresponding amino acid in a growing protein chain. Okay. So they're trying to infiltrate. They've already done the mRNA for quite a few people. They're also trying to involve the tRNA, transfer RNA, and the rRNA, ribosomal RNA. Their main goal is the ribosomal RNA because it plays a structural and catalytic role during translation. They're trying to shut down DNA stranding. That's what this is. They're trying to shut down DNA stranding while you are trying to activate it. I missed my cousin's wedding because of work. I'm irritated. I haven't been on vacation in years. Yeah. Am I supposed to fix all of this? I'll have DNA repair expedites available for solar eclipse. So the violet flame. For those who are participating in violet flame Reiki, this is a corrupted flame. It's a corrupted flame. It's not what you're being told it is. It's being presented as something that it's not. The true violet flame is something it hasn't entered into this time-space matrix as of yet, right? As of yet. Once that violet flame enters, that's going to be the period that's spoken about in the Kala chakra, where the king of Shambala will be prepared to negate all threats to that kingdom. Oh, violet flame is Andarin fire. This is going to be very interesting. Okay. My brain's overwhelmed. My brain is very much overwhelmed. There are certain things that Michael wants me to share that I really don't want to share right now. I will share this. There have been times where you've heard me talk about how I used to have this empire, this kingdom. It's not a kingdom, it's an empire. It's multiple kingdoms put together forming an actual empire. And that at one point there was a massive attempt. There was a massive attempt at a coup d'etat. There was an attempt at assassination, and then the empire was split apart. And you know, uh, okay. So there are several sections that were left on surface level. Most were pushed in a subterranean manner. They were pushed into subterranean existences, different layers of dimensional existence. And then there were a couple that were allowed to remain surface level. Still veiled because it's on a different plane of dimensional consciousness. So humans' ability to perceive these portions of the empire, it's very limited. You can't perceive it unless you have done tremendous work, like lifetimes worth of work, to undo excessive molecular compaction, lifetimes dedicated to the completion of lessons, the completion of learning, therefore a lessening of karmic load. You will not be able to even perceive where this is. I just got a notification. Playing a guessing game? It's going to make me sound crazy, right? All right. Shambala is a part of my empire that was broken away. It still exists. It's veiled. It was broken away. It's somewhere north of Nepal in the mountainous regions. You can't see it. You can't sense it. It's there. It's there. The snow covers it for the most part. That's why it's very inhospitable. It's to prevent, it's a barrier. It's a barrier. Card number 53, transformation. The time for transformation is here. Transcendence is occurring. This process has already been initiated. It's been initiated by the solar eclipse. The pushing forward of this timeline is now pushing forward the already accelerated ascension mechanics that people who are former occupants of my once complete empire, you're going active. You're going active. So the animals remember. Have your pets been acting weird lately? Have they been Very clingy with you? Have they been seeming as though they're very needy, um, almost fearful, anxiety? Their eating patterns have changed. Their sleeping patterns have changed. They seem kind of on edge, but not quite. As long as you're in eyesight, they seem to be okay. But the moment you're no longer in eyesight, they're kind of like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Right? Those are your familiars. They're not pets. Those are your familiars. Yeah. Um, if yours wants food all the time, it's usually indicative that yours is trying to help anchor you and your frequency is going far too high. And so it wants food all the time because as it is shifting its etheric focus on digestion, which is a very base level frequency, it can't be pulled too high, which serves as a secondary attempt to anchor you in place. So, yeah, they follow you everywhere right now. Even said this morning, "Are you guys okay?" Yeah, yep. All of my buddies are like that lately too. Card number 17, awakened awareness. There are more who are in an elevated position. They carry an elevated title within that celestial military complex who are awakening. We'll have much more earthquakes as they awaken. Um, some of the quakes are natural, some of the quakes are manufactured. These quakes, when they are due to the awakening of awareness of these specific types of individuals, it's because their consciousness is so large that it creates a shifting, a displacement within the planetary template. And as that displacement occurs, it translates into the physicality of our awareness of our existence by way of tectonic shifting. In addition to that, we're already entering into a cycle. The everything we've been told about the Earth, the crust, the magma, the core, all of that, that's all hypothetical. There's no way for them to prove that. It's fucking bullshit. The inside of the Earth is like an anthill. So many chambers, and these are not stationary chambers. They move and shift. They move and shift. They're looking for the waters that once occupied Amenti, the waters that were present in the Sahara, the waters that were present underneath the Sphinx, waters from before the time of Kemet. They're looking for that water. They want that water because it contains the information. It was exposed to the tablets. People worship Thoth because he's thrice great. He's thrice exiled. He was thrice exiled for thievery, coercion, all sorts of really bad things. He was not thrice great. He was thrice begotten. Sacral chakra, core of creation, but it's in reverse. There are things that are trying to come up from the core that were confined in the core. They will not be allowed through. What other cards do you want me to read? Alrighty. What are they saying about Prince? I really wish they would stop doing all these distractions because every time they do a distraction, I'm told to do another video. And I just really, I don't got time for all of this. I know, Mika. I know. Make time. Right. Anyways. Okay. Final deck. Mm-hmm. All right. I like that. I like that. Self-acceptance in reverse, right? Um, the things that are going on is meant to create further division. A lot of division is happening. Everyone is an expert in something. Everyone has read more than everyone else and is quoting the real truth. And the reality is, believe what you want to believe. Just believe what you want to believe and let people believe what they want to believe and coexist. Share information with those who are open to receiving things that they can maybe just consider, mull over. Um, there's no one person that's completely right. There is no one person that's completely right. Oh Lord, have there been quakes in the Valley of Pharaohs? Valley of the Kings? Hold on. I just have to see. Is there a fault line over there? Holy fucking shit. It's just too much for my little brain. My brain wants a boring life. I want to be a regular person. I don't want to know any of these things. All right, so there are quakes in Egypt. Holy fucking shit. All right, so January 23rd, February 20th, February 23rd, March 5th, March 9th. All right. So, how does this all factor in? And then March 12th, March 9th, March 10th, and March 12th. Okay. So, give me 1 second. Where is the Valley of the Kings, Egypt map? I need to be able to see the proximity of these quakes because we have no chill. That's what it is, Michael. We have zero fucking chill. Like, I mean, why don't we just go to a spa one day and just get a massage, get a facial? We could do laser facials. You know what I'm saying? Like, just really resurface the skin. That would look really good on you. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so that far from the Red Sea. Fucking shit. Okay. I've seen enough. It's right there. When was this? A 4.4 quake 7 days ago. I'm going to tell you guys some information. I don't know if you'll find information on this online somewhere. If you do, please forward it to me because I would like to know. Because at this point, I'm just going to assume all of this is just one big fucking story and that I should write a kid's book. Okay? So, based on memory, under the Sphinx are chambers, hallways, and those hallways lead to other chambers. Most of the things that were there once are probably already gone. It's probably already looted. There was a chamber full of water. That's where you would bathe before you enter and after you leave the Hall of Records. And that is to track the information you come in there with and the information you leave there with. So that water has information from everything. There was a chamber beneath the Sphinx that held a specific crystal that powered a Stargate. It was a fraction of a larger crystal that was, I think, several kilometers away underneath the actual pyramids. The pyramids are charging stations. So beneath those pyramids, if you go down deep enough, and I don't know if there's information, again, I don't know if there's information that corroborates this. If you go down deep enough, it's a metropolis. It's an underground city. There was a huge war that was waged in that city. They have access to a larger Stargate there, which has a larger portion of the crystal that matches the crystal in the chamber under the Sphinx. That one, if that Stargate opens, that was the final Stargate that allows you to exit out of this time space matrix that we live in. It allows you to go beyond the ice wall. They're now transporting troops in there. They're transporting troops in there. Non-terrestrial. They're not from this planetary grid. So then comes the need for the Andarin activation. The true purple fire comes from Andarins. That violet flame belongs to them. They don't call it a violet flame. The violet flame that's being harnessed by people that, you're being taught, that's not a true violet flame. That is a commingling of red and blue frequency. So the throat and the root chakra, this violet flame goes beyond our time-space matrix. The Andarins are thought forms created by the seraphim. Seraphim are the angelics that flank the throne room of God, the center brain of God, the throne room. If the seat of soul is a pineal, the throne room of God would be equivalent to the human pineal. It is the center of the brain. It is the eye of Ra. I'll show you. Let's see. Here. Here. This would be even better. No, I would prefer you be quiet. If you're asking my opinion. Michael says, "Don't you prefer this over being told not to say anything?" No, what I would prefer is you be quiet. You're never satisfied, my child. You only say my child because it irritates me. I'm not your child. Alrighty. He's laughing. He thinks it's hilarious. Here, look. See that? Right here. Right here would be right here. See this shape and this shape. And then we have the brainstem, right? Yeah. So that's where the seraphim, that's where they reside, around there. There's going to be a metamorphosis that takes place. Massive amounts of attempts to access your DNA. Now, for some, you'll be able to reach full, Michael says, maturation. Couldn't I just say maturity? Why are you using maturation? Okay. Okay. Oh shit, the final stages of differentiation. Cells, tissues, or organs. There's a differentiation taking place, separating the wheat from the chaff. Why is derivative differentiation? Derivative is a fundamental tool of calculus that quantifies the sensitivity of change of a function's output with respect to its input. Derivative of a function of a single variable at a chosen input value when it exists is a slope of the tangent line to the graph of the function at that point. They're trying to skew the fucking tangent line. They're trying to skew the slope. You see, if this is a tangent line, right? Here's a slope. If the tangent line stays here, the slope stays where it is. The trajectory is plotted already. We know where it is. If the tangent line, if these 2 points are locked together and the tangent line is pushed, the trajectory is altered. Which way is it being pushed? To lower? This is a lot. This is a lot. So differentiation is being utilized. It has to do with derivatives, differentiation. It has to do with attempts to, again, force control, force dominion. They do not want the royal to return. I'm assuming the royal they don't want to return would be the emperor. Uh, they don't want the emperor to come back. Can't say I blame you. Okay. Okay. Michael says now is not the time for jokes. But it was funny. Hee hee ha ha. They're trying to build up their defenses. What's happening right now is the this whole reading has just do you guys even want me to continue this reading? Is this just kind of like too much at this point? Um Support program of the decade. There's an opportunity to benefit from this and potentially receive. There are options for folks from all walks of life. So as the attempts are being built up, you need to begin building up your own. And part of the way you do that is really just diving into all sorts of different subject matter, not believing everything that you come across right off the bat, questioning, seeking further information, allowing yourself to really just go into a space of, I wouldn't say reckless exploration. I would say liberated exploration, where there's nothing that you won't consider even for a moment, where you're really mulling it over. How does this fit in? Where does this fit? I think maybe what I'll do, um, I think at some point this week, I will do a subscriber only live stream on TikTok. Mm. I will do a subscriber only live stream on TikTok where I'll go very, very deep into all of this topic. And people can ask me whatever questions they want. And if I have existing information on that, I will absolutely share it with no holds. This is just a time of intense, controlled disclosure about specific types of subject matter. And if you're needing to hold on to the current narrative, you will drown in the tidal wave of information that's coming through. It's almost like this sense of, okay, they want the information, then we will allow all the beacons to receive all the downloads that are necessary, and we will drown them with the information, but we will not give the information that they actually want and need. And the more discourse that's created because of the release, the slow controlled release of information that was once part of our birthright, the harder it becomes for these types of beings to be very focused in their attempts. Certain topics, when it's discussed, it creates a momentary spark inside anyone's morphogenetic template. When you're exposed to certain types of information, it's just a big through your template. I mean, how are you going to find the beacons when everyone is hing? You can't. You can't. You can't find them. And those are the people who are going to be releasing information. Be careful about those who fake being a beacon. And they're going to fake it by trying to gain notoriety about it. If they don't have the appropriate humility as they share what they are tasked to share, that is not a beacon. That's a fucking faker. That is a fucking faker. Do not believe anything they say. Do not believe anything they say. There's a very high likelihood that individual is an organic portal that is hosting a fractal of Thoth. And they are not Thoth. And I wouldn't, if I was Thoth, I would not fucking brag about that. That's embarrassing. For real. I would not in any way, shape, or form brag about any type of association with Thoth. Y'all heard me talk about how I had to transcribe for Thoth. Yeah. So I wasn't fucking happy about that. Mm-mm. But I was there to be like, we could fuck up your plans, motherfucker. And we did. We fucked up his plans. That's the only reason I'm okay talking about that. Mm-mm. You guys have to be very, very mindful of what information you actually take in. Consider things, mull it over, see how it fits. But don't be so enthralled by this fringe subject matter that you're going to believe anything and everything you hear. That includes even from me. Don't get me twisted. That includes even from me. I'm talking about from everybody, everyone. Okay. Overcome in reverse. They want to do things that will cause you to feel very overwhelmed and thus less inclined to overcome their attempts to subdue your process, to phase lock you back in a space that can be easily controlled. That time is leaving. See, what's happening right now, people think that Atlantean, Anunnaki, and 2M, that they're all in cahoots. They hate each other. They hate each other. They hate each other. They're all fighting with each other. The Atlanteans did not like the Anunnaki. Atlanteans are Thothians. They don't like the Anunnaki. Why? Anunnaki have a rightful claim in their heads. The Anunnaki were part of the creators. Thoth was Anunnaki. He got fucking booted. You know why there's pyramids and all these different symbols that are spread across the world? Like, how did that happen? How did that? Because Thoth kept getting exiled. And he kept trying to create a master civilization. You know who got into... Oh, okay. Thoth was involved in the world wars. Someone who initiated those world wars came across information. That person was being used by Thoth. That's why that person went on a whole rampage and involved the whole world. Mm-hmm. Yes. Because Toth was trying to utilize that individual and their access to military power to secure the looking glass. You know what the looking glass is? This whole channel is going to be taken down. Do you know what the looking glass is? It's a fallen angel's halo. It's their halo tech. This has been going on for quite some time, you guys. And we've done perfectly fine as humans. They don't want you to use your intuition. They want your intuition to be overrun by logic. Again, why would you use logic and reason? When logic and reason is programmed using what? Limited human perception, distorted cultural, religious, societal, familial programs. They want you to use logic and reason, right? Whenever you present information that is hard for most neurotypical people to accept, what happens? If it's not readily understandable by neurotypicals and by some neurodivergents who are not quite ready to ascend to higher levels of awareness, what happens? They get very aggressive. They get very upset. There's a lady on the live stream last night who kept asking a question. I don't know what question she was asking, because there was something about her energy. I was just like, yep, glaze over. My eyes would glaze over whenever I see the comment. So I actually don't even know what she was asking. And then I just know that I kept seeing her comment like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's like, so why don't you shut up and listen? Why don't you be quiet for a moment and listen instead of trying to force a conversation that I'm having with like 300 other people uh, to go your way? And then finally she got to a point where she's like, well, I'm leaving. Bye. Bye. You're clearly not ready. You're not ready to hear anything. You want to hear only what you want to hear. So it gets to a point where the people who are not yet ready, they're going to become very combative and they're going to try and pull you down as well. My suggestion during this period is find out as much information as you possibly can. And it's going to be hard. You're going to have to dig through mounds of esoteric texts. You're not going to easily find these things online because all of this information is very much obscure. And then I wouldn't share it. I wouldn't share it until I make sense of it, and then only share it with people who are initiating um, a reciprocal type of information exchange. Don't bother with people who sound like they know what they're talking about, but in reality, they don't know what they're talking about. And they're just trying to engage you in a conversation that really is intended to be a monologue so that they can hear themselves squawk about what they read online. There's no point. That's a waste of your energy. Use your energy to find as much information as you are supposed to have during this period. I will continue to try and make um, as many little videos as I can. Um, yeah, this live stream will probably be taken down. I didn't realize you guys were commenting. I didn't realize you guys were commenting. My comments had been stuck. So not the quakes around the Ring of Fire. The quakes would be at the Valley of Kings in Egypt. Are we sure we aren't extras in a Steven Spielberg movie? Maybe. From information I've come across over the years, he had some he had some really proclivities that were obscured. I don't know the degree of factuality, um, but these are things that I was hearing as a makeup artist working on sets. So, okay, let's see. I had a dream or what? Just a voice saying a few times when the 8 kings come. It was 8 kings that there were 8 kings. There were 8 wanting to be kings who banded together to tear the kingdom apart and divide it into 8. Gosh. Change of trajectory creates a beam or a ray. Yes. Yes. Copy. Hermes. Hermes boy gone. Yeah, I don't like Toth. Toth is full of caca. There's a difference between hearing someone and listening to someone. Yes. So I will try my best once I get to 10,000 subs, which I probably, if things continue going, tracking in the way they're tracking for TikTok, I'll probably have that by tomorrow. Let me see where I'm at today. People are just crazy though. I'm almost at 9. Hold on. I'm at 8816, so I should probably have that by tonight. And then I can create series on TikTok so that it's organized and have all these informational tidbits that you guys can enjoy. For those that don't have TikTok, I'm trying to find a solution where maybe I can live stream my TikTok live stream, broadcast it through, I don't know, Rumble or something, or do it through Zoom. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm being cleared to just talk about whatever, and it's I see it. I don't understand soul sometimes. For how many years now? I've been on a tight leash and muzzle. Like, you must preserve this channel. You must preserve this channel. And now it's like, sacrifice it. Just say it. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll be able to broadcast it on here via Zoom screen share, so you guys will still be able to see. And yeah, we'll see. You guys, don't be scared. This type of shit's been happening behind the scenes for longer than we've been alive. It's been happening behind the scenes for longer than all of us have been alive. We are still living. You will continue to exist. It would be good if you don't inconvenience yourself by being so afraid, right? Okay, so I'm going to be going live tonight on TikTok to do some expedites. We're going to be harnessing some of that lower grade solar eclipse energy. We're not yet in the window, 3 days before, 3 days after. Tomorrow that window opens. But I'll also have a live stream where I'll also have a live stream here on YouTube where I'm going to be harnessing the full here's the thing. I'm not harnessing that eclipse energy. That's fucking tainted energy. I'll be harnessing ORAF energy for that eclipse fire ceremony. So for those who don't know what ORAF is, it was the actual first thought of God. It was a formlessness that was first explored. That's what an ORAF is. I keep hearing things like stay indoors. What's your take? Listen to your intuition. Don't live in fear. If you need to do something outside, do something outside. If you want to observe the practice, much like the native elders suggest, you stay indoors. You allow yourself to be in a very somber, very sacred space and mood. And you remind yourself of the sacredness of this process and that a rebirthing is happening. Um, but it's up to you. You know, if you need to go somewhere, go somewhere. Don't live in fear. Don't be afraid. Just do what you need to do. People are already having quite a bit of behavioral issues past several days already. And they're going to continue. Excuse me. As we get closer to that apex date of full dilation, all the stargates are going to open, all dormant, broken, inactive stargates, they're going to open. And as those open, quite a few people will be hyperstimulated. Their amygdalas, their retrorubral fields, everything. People will be on edge. But what's new? People are moody all the time. So you just need to know this information so that you realize the moody people, you probably need to make sure you steer clear of them because they're more likely to physically act upon their aggression, and you just don't want to deal with that. It's not necessarily that you're in imminent harm. It's that, I mean, are you down to get in a fist fight at a grocery store? Is it worth it? Right? That's the time where you just kind of like, okay, that person's a dick, but I'm just going to steer clear of them. Right? Um, Energies are definitely chaotic right now, very erratic. Just be safe, everyone. Everything will be okay. Yeah. That's, we're just being made aware of the obvious. Everyone's acting kind of weird lately. Everyone's kind of on edge. Work stuff is kind of falling apart. Um, Personal, social stuff is kind of having some hiccups. A lot of people are, wanting to kind of cocoon themselves, insulate themselves. That's okay. Insulate yourself. Take a few days. Take a few days. Just chill. Just chill. Allow yourself to get to a point where you can listen to the instructions from soul. And when soul tells you, you need to sit yourself down somewhere, sit yourself down somewhere. This morning I woke up, I was going to try and go to the gym, and I was like, I need to sit myself down somewhere. So now here I am sitting down somewhere. It's no biggie. Sometimes you just need to rest. Sometimes you just need to eat a little bit more. Sometimes you need to not force yourself to eat. Go with the flow of things. It's not a big deal. It's seriously not a big deal. Here, I will share with you guys one of the videos. No, I won't. You got to go to my TikTok because I'm being told I need to get offline. So I'm getting offline. Everything is okay. I'm probably going to have another download because now my entire back is starting to sweat, and I never sweat. I feel sweat dripping down my back. I'm starting to get a mustache of sweat, and I'm feeling my eyes get super heavy. That tells me I'm going to be knocked out for a download. I'll see you guys later tonight. If you want to join, I'm going to be live on TikTok. You can click on that QR code or the link in the comment. That'll tell you exactly what time I'm going to start and what I'm offering. Okay. So don't forget to subscribe here. Also, don't forget if you're on TikTok, excuse me, don't forget to don't forget to also follow me there. I'm telling you, once I get to that 10K, I'm going to start uploading a shit ton of videos, so that I can make a series and you guys will be able to begin tracking things. Okay. So everything is occurring exactly as it's supposed to. Don't be scared. People are assholes. They've always been. Don't be one of them. That's that. All right. Bye, everybody.